good as you enter the road this week?
Absolutely. San Diego is a very well-coached team, very solid. All the guys they play know what they're doing. Defensively, they're always in the right rotations. They're always where they need to be. Made it really tough for us to really get to the rim, be effective down low. Shots weren't falling for us. However, I thought we did a pretty solid job defending them as well on Thursday night. And then anytime you have a loss, you've got to be able to regroup after that night, we believe. That next morning we got to come in, we had to start preparing for the Coyotes. Anytime we play them, the rivalry is so heated and passionate. There's so much emotions on both sides that no matter what the standings are, it's going to be a great game. So they came out ready to play. They hit a ton of threes. So did we. It was I think hopefully from a fan's perspective, it was a very exciting game to watch. And I thought our guys played obviously buzzer to buzzer, and we were lucky enough to come out with a big time victory.
So on the road at back-to-back games this week, you got San Francisco first, Sonoma teams that you got wins against earlier in the conference season. But first off, with San Francisco, what do you remember about the Gators the first time around?
It was a great game. We were very lucky to get that to overtime, and then in overtime we made some big plays. I think we hit a three, maybe that first possession of overtime really kind of gave us some momentum, I thought, in overtime that carried us through the game. But Coach Trev's teams are always tough. He plays a ton of guys. His system, as far as his zone in the half court and his pressure in the full court, very active. All of his guys play hard. So, it's been a very tough place for us to win as of late there in the Swamp. But, if we can take care of the basketball, be strong, share it, attack the rim, find some easy looks early, I think we can, be advantageous in that game.
What is your guys' approach? The final month of the regular season, you guys have been playing some really good teams of late. The goal to get into that, the conference tournament and go from there. But what's your guys' approach in the final month of this regular season?
Well, first of all, you got to worry about each opponent. So, right now we're worried about San Francisco State, but, even before you can worry about your opponents, you got to worry about yourself. And so what we're doing is we're trying and we're twisting and we're mixing things to see what's the right chemistry with guys on the floor so we can get the most production, because I believe we have a lot of skill in this team, and so it's really comes down to getting all that skill to play together and have a great night, and it's not easy. It's not easy. So I think trying to figure out new ways offensively to make sure that cohesiveness, and that's within our motion and sharing the ball, and really starts to be contagious for us defensively. That effort becomes contagious, and so I think for us it's really how can we develop all that skill to come together every single night for the next, I think, what do we have, 7 conference games left. So that's our goal as a coaching staff. Obviously culture and chemistry is number one.
On defense, when you guys are implementing the full court press, does that take a lot out of you guys, and you feel like you can be successful when doing that?
Yeah, I think it's just it's something we've traditionally done as far as full court pressure. I think for us it was we needed it for the certain games that we implemented it in to slow some teams down and make sure our defensive transition was back and set. However, we kind of ratcheted up the pressure, so we're looking at some different things and different types of ways where we can use that full court pressure to our advantage. But like you're saying, you can only do that if you can go 10, 11. And I think we have enough guys to go 9, 10 deep on this team to where guys know what they're doing. We can get great energy and be productive while we're out there.
Every game is huge, especially on the road. They say, hey, win at home, split on the road. But I'm sure you'd like to love it to come back with a sweep.
That's first and foremost. I think if you start talking about a split, I think it gives an out. And so we're really just going to attack San Francisco. And so really what we're going to do is prepare how to win that game. And then as soon as that game's over, we'll dive into Sonoma State and how we can beat them on the next night. But I think obviously from a coaching perspective, you always want to get that split because it's so tough to win any game, whether it be home or away. But I think for our guys, it's just that one game focus, not getting ahead, saying, hey, Sonoma's right behind us, in the back of our heads, and allow us to not prepare at a championship level for San Francisco State.
All right, we talked about the basketball games on Friday and Saturday. What about the game on Sunday? Panthers, Broncos. Who is going to win that big game?
Oh man, I'm going for the Panthers. My son, he's Steph Curry, and now Steph Curry's with the Panthers and Cam Newton. So we're dabbing all over the house when we can. We're having fun with it. I just, it's infectious, and when you see somebody competing at that level and having so much fun, I think it's real, it's genuine. Same thing I feel when we watch Curry play. So now we're very excited. That's why we got to make sure, hopefully, weather permitting, we get home on time, and hopefully kick the feet up with the family and just enjoy it.